This video contains content that some might find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Twins have existed as enigmas in the collective imagination as far back as we can remember. It's tempting to think after all this time, we finally understand what twins are. But what if it turns out we've only scratched the surface? Tonight, our narrator will experience the limits of what we think we know. I'm Ryan Bergara, and this is the season finale of Are You Scared? A show where I tell my friend Shane Madej the internet's scariest stories. So lock your doors, turn off the lights, and let's see if we can make it till the end of the night. Internal twin. Marie, you want to start? Dr. Bryant's voice was calm, but Marie could sense a layer of impatience as she picked at her corsage, now wilting in her lap. It's not going to make any sense, she whispered, refusing to look around the exam room. Even if it doesn't, I'd like to hear anyways, if that's okay. After a moment, Marie nodded and began. I was supposed to have a twin. When my mom first went in for her ultrasound, there were 2 fetuses. She was delighted and named us both on the spot, Gloria and Marie. When she went in for her next ultrasound, Gloria was gone. They tell me it's called vanishing twin syndrome. I guess it's rare, but sometimes in twin pregnancies, one fetus is absorbed by the other. Like I said, that's just what I've been told. I wasn't even born at the time. My mom was devastated to have lost Gloria, but she never let it show when raising me. I had the best childhood she could offer, and when she told me about Gloria, she said that my sister would watch over me, like my own guardian angel. And as a kid, I always saw this as some kind of special secret, an invisible sister that no one knew about but me, a presence that could protect me from the monsters under the bed and other things that went bump in the night. This twin's coming back, right, with a vengeance?
Well, I assume she ate her, right?
Absorbed, I think, is a kinder way to say.
Absorbed is a nice way of saying your child's a cannibal.
Yeah, like I absorb popcorn all the time.
Yeah. The other option is that they truly did absorb, and there's like a little like...
A little Voldemort face?
Yeah, a little Voldemort face. I mean, it's kind of fun to always have like a little buddy, you know? Getting ready in the morning, you'd be like, does my hair look good? And he'd be like,
yeah, it looks good. Pass the toothpaste. You're brushing his teeth. Then, when I was 6, she started to talk to me. The day she first said my name, I was sitting on the swing set in the backyard of our small suburban home, looking up at the sky. Suddenly, I heard something like a cough, but it felt like it came from the inside of my own head. It made my brain itch, reverberating from the back of my skull. I was so startled, I fell off the swing and landed on my knees in the grass. The voice continued to make a series of sounds that were almost words, and I was about to run inside and tell my mom what was happening, but when it managed to eke out the word Marie, I stopped dead in my tracks. I'm curious about what's going to be the manifestation of Gloria, or is it just going to always be a voice in her head? What if you absorbed a twin and the voice in your head is just your twin?
yeah, have you seen that? Like some people, it was like, I don't know, like 40% of the population has no running voice in their head.
That's crazy.
This is terrifying.
That sounds kind of nice, actually.
It does sound wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds like peace.
Yeah, so it's saying like, sort of like a ook ook unga bunga Marie.
But I think it was more struggling, like.
Do more of that. Keep going. Keep going. That's good. Sounds like.
I looked up into the sky where my mom told me the angels lived. Gloria, is that you? A moment passed before the voice answered. Yes. When I told my mom that Gloria could talk to me, she got a weird look in her eyes. As a kid, it's so easy to think you've done something wrong. But in a flash, my mom's face changed from one of concern to one of amusement. She told me, see, she's watching over you, just like I said. Gloria got better at talking as the years went on, and soon, hearing her voice became just as normal as she was to me. Our conversations were always fairly normal. We talk about stuff like the latest episode of our favorite cartoon, how we could convince Mom to take us to Disneyland and who the cutest boy in class was. We always disagreed on that last topic. I guess we had different tastes. They didn't disagree on that Disneyland topic, though.
I guess not.
I like that. Look,
You bring in 2 kids for the price of 1.
Exactly, that's great. That's a great deal. And you get to go on rides with your pal all the time and still ride single rider.
That's true.
Which is like really gaming the system.
Gloria is the twin?
Gloria is the Eden twin.
She got crushes on boys at the school.
I mean, I don't know if the boys would be happy to meet Gloria. Oh, I don't like you. Gloria likes you. Here, let me put you on the phone with her.
Hi, I'm Gloria now.
There were times late at night when she'd mumble something a bit strange. Things like, "It's dark in here," or "Your heartbeat is too loud." I'd pretend to ignore her. After all, what could I have done? And she always claimed to never know what I was talking about when I brought it up the next morning. Life with Gloria was great, for a while. Once, when I was 14, my family had gone out for ice cream to celebrate my performance in a piano recital. I stepped up to the display and pointed straight at the flavor I wanted, Rocky Road. But then, to my slowly developing horror, my hand began to drift away from Rocky Road, landing on strawberry sorbet. It felt gross, like some tendril had snaked its way between my muscles and held them in place. It didn't hurt, but it made me feel like I was going to vomit. I tried to move it back, but my hand refused to budge. As the scoop jockey began to scoop gross sorbet into a cup, I tried to protest, to tell him I actually wanted Rocky Road, but like my hand, my mouth wouldn't move. Just Gloria on the inside, holding her lips shut.
Well, I'm imagining her in sort of an inside-out situation where she's got like lots of chains and stuff to pull.
Yeah.
Now I'm in control. Get out of here. I don't know if she's tasing them or like she pulled a fire alarm in there.
Yeah, causing chaos.
She's causing chaos. She's pulling chains. She's hitting buttons, moving levers, that kind of stuff.
I like that. That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
What are those big-ass robots called in the Pacific Rim?
Jaegers.
Jaegers, fuck yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
When I was handed the scoop of sorbet, I still couldn't say anything. My mom reprimanded me for not saying thank you, and as she was paying, I dropped the untouched scoop into the garbage.
You gotta imagine Gloria's pissed as shit. She did all the work to move the hand, probably in there going like, "Ah!
Yeah, just fucking...
I want that fucking sorbet!"
And then couldn't finish the job.
I think I'm on Team Gloria. Gloria kicks ass.
We'll see. I think Gloria's gonna make her do some crazy shit. So.
I hope so.
That night, as I was brushing my teeth in front of the mirror, Gloria's voice spoke up again, and I could tell she was annoyed. Her words were harsher, and they buzzed through my brain like an agitated wasp nest. "You couldn't even have one bite from me? We eat your favorite foods all the time. Why can't you just do this one thing for me?" I spat out my toothpaste and looked directly in the mirror across the sink, trying to keep my voice steady despite my shaking legs. "Why do you care? You're a voice, Gloria. Do voices have a sense of taste?" Gloria hesitated in her response. The faucet dripped. The lights in the bathroom hummed quietly. "I do now." Something about the way she responded sent a chill down my spine. I changed the subject. "I didn't like it when you moved my hand today." Silence. After a full minute of staring at myself in the mirror, Gloria answered, "I'm sorry. I didn't know I could do that." A tinge of excitement in her voice betrayed her apology. I blinked at my reflection. I couldn't tell if I had gone pale or if it was just the poor lighting in the bathroom. "Please don't do it again," I whispered. Man, if I had a Gloria in my head who was like a health nut, boy, it'd be a fucking massacre.
You'd kill her.
You know, well, she'd have to watch me eat like Taco Bell and like Jack in the Box tacos, burritos.
And I would imagine you would pay no mind to the voice.
No.
No. Just one of many.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Joker-fied, baby.
Enjoy this double-double, Gloria.
You're locked in here with me.
Gloria didn't answer. In fact, for the last couple of years, Gloria's barely spoken at all. I can still feel her, if that makes sense. She's still watching over me, but I just don't hear her. Until prom. Until last night. I'm a senior, but it was my first school dance. Not a big deal, just not my sort of thing. This year, however, I had a boyfriend, Michael Hawkins, and we were going together. I barely worked up the courage to ask him out. He's my type in every way. Green eyes, curly brown hair, shares my taste in music, and athletic. He's got a scholarship to play soccer for UNC when he graduates. Okay, just soccer. Fucking stop drooling over your boyfriend.
He's totally
We get it, you like him.
He's really dreamy. He plays soccer.
Soccer?
Something ain't adding up here.
Well, people find soccer players very hot, I think, actually.
Their legs are too thick.
But people do, I mean, like...
You ever seen when they put socks on, you go like, what are you hiding in that sock? And then they take their socks off and you're like, that's what your leg looks like?
Well, it's because they have shin guards on. That's why the shin guards make their legs look thick.
Soccer ain't a real sport.
Use
like your hands.
It's the biggest sport in the world.
Use your hands!
Sorry, I promise this information is important. I just need you to know that there's no way that I'd do what I did last night of my own free will. When Michael picked me up, I couldn't stop smiling as he slid my corsage on my wrist. All the way to the dance, Michael, me, and our friend group sang at the top of our lungs in the back of the limo. My head felt dizzy with excitement as Michael led me by the hand into the cafeteria. We were having a wonderful night. I did a decent job dancing fast in heels among the hundreds of twinkling lights shooting from the disco ball. Then, the DJ queued up the first slow dance. Michael took my hand in his and we began to slowly sway in circles. Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper floated through the room as the disco ball refracted little pink circles all across our smiling faces. It was a perfect moment. Suddenly, for the first time in over a year, Gloria's voice rumbled like thunder in the back of my head. I don't like it here. We should leave. I tried to hide my surprise from Michael. Mentally, I begged her to be quiet, but she continued speaking, her voice growing louder. I don't know what you see in him. He's too tall and his ears stick out too much. It's too loud in here and I hate this song. Let's leave. Gloria's being a real wet blanket here.
What if Michael's a bad guy though and Gloria knows it?
That's fine, but it's too loud in here and I hate this song.
Yeah, she is a fucking buzzkill.
She's a man. It's too loud in here!
It's prom. Hey, the music's too loud here at prom, Gloria!
It's just she's a party pooper.
Yeah, get a life. Literally.
Yeah, seriously, get a body, dude.
Yeah.
I tried to ignore her, praying inside my heart for her to just go away. I didn't think you had anything to say anymore, I thought. I've tried to give you space, but look at where that's landed you. Gloria sounded much meaner. Dancing with this big-eared loser. I inhaled sharply, forgetting for a moment that Michael couldn't hear. Not only could he not hear, but he was actually in the process of leaning in to kiss me. It was gonna be my first kiss.
Not ideal.
Not ideal at all.
You don't want that in your
head. I think it was junior homecoming. I tried to lean in for a first kiss for my first girlfriend. Did not happen. It was brutal.
Fucking loser.
It was so embarrassing. She was just like, not ready for that yet. And I was like, all right, it's fine, just catch me. I'm gonna go get a drink from the punch bowl.
Had you just eaten like a big old garlic bread or something?
No, she just couldn't stand the sight of me.
Oh.
We later had a date like a couple months later in the park, and we kissed then.
Nice. Yeah. Like on the swing set or in the slide?
No, it was like a picnic blanket setup. I brought like a Bluetooth speaker and we did the dance again.
You just redid it?
No, not the same song. It was a different song, but like
tequila.
Yeah. No. It was a really crazy moment. I got the Bluetooth speaker and played "Who Let the Dogs Out" by Baha Man.
Ooh. Time to smooch right after the barks.
Gloria went deathly silent. I felt my face go numb and my mouth clamp closed, like my jaw had been wired shut. Suddenly, I lost all feeling in my body. My arm shot out in front of me, shoving Michael away. Everyone turned and stared as Michael stared up at me from the floor. Oh, damn, he hit the floor?
Well, yeah, she shoved him. He's not used to people pushing him. He's a soccer player.
Wow, that's actually good.
Nobody does that. You do that to a soccer player, they're going down.
I would have never expected a on-point soccer dig from you of all people, but that's gotta hurt soccer fans.
Yeah.
His face was so confused and hurt. I wanted to apologize. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry, but my mouth refused to open. My legs seized up, and suddenly I was sprinting to the bathroom. My hands threw open the bathroom. As I stared at my reflection, I felt something move inside my chest, like something reached out from the back of my spine, pushing aside my heart and lungs, slowly and methodically, like it was looking for a way out through my chest. Next to my heart, I felt a point of pressure, then 4 more. Fingers pressing forwards. A hand was pushing against the inside of my rib cage. Finally, my mouth was freed from its vice grip. Shakily, I heard myself speak. Let me out. And that's the last thing I remember. Like I told you, doesn't make sense. Dr. Bryant looked up from his clipboard, staring at the young woman sitting on the examination table in his office with a confused expression. You think you felt a hand inside your chest? I know it sounds crazy, but I can't describe it as anything else, she replied, nervous he hadn't believed a word she'd said. Well, what do you say to a set of x-rays so we can have a look? Right. Well, I'm gonna run you an x-ray and then we'll see if we could see
Would x-rays even...
tiny hands.
Does that do anything? Isn't that just for bones?
Oh my God, imagine an x-ray coming
back.
back.
I guess he's looking for a little bone hand.
And there just is a little person in there, like the rib cage, like a cage.
That'd be funny, yeah.
He smiled warmly, and Marie smiled back. Marie was taken to the imaging lab as Dr. Bryant retreated to his office to make some calls with other experts. Surely this was a psychiatric case, but there seemed to be physical symptoms manifesting as well. Once the x-ray, suddenly a lab tech burst into the office. Dr. Bryant, come quick. Your patient, I've never seen anything even close to it. Dr. Bryant started following the tech as he jogged through the halls. Never want to see a doctor jogging. Bad news.
In a hospital.
Yeah, their coat billowing behind them.
Yeah, I mean.
Like sad Batman.
I'd like to see it on ER.
That's true, especially if it's George Clooney.
Yeah.
Around C7, T1, there's a mass, I think. You think? What kind of mass? I don't know, I told you I've never seen anything. As he opened the door to the lab, the tech gasped mid-sentence. Dr. Bryant tried to interpret the confusing image that was pulled up, but that's not what the tech was staring at, horror plastered across his face. He was staring through the window, into the room with the x-ray machine, into the room where Marie should have been. Where is she? Asked Dr. Bryant. The tech didn't answer, as if he wasn't listening. What is that? He coughed through his hands, covering his gaping mouth. On the x-ray table was the crumpled form of Marie DeFranco, or rather, her skin. Her face was locked in a papery rictus scream, and her eye sockets were nothing but dark, withered pits. Her fingers crumpled where they had gripped the edges of the x-ray table, and an open cavity in her chest looked like it had been clawed out from the inside. The image that first sprang to Dr. Bryant's mind was that of a cicada shed, the dried shells the insects leave behind on the sides of trees. The strangest part was that there was no blood or gore left behind. Just a thin layer of milky white liquid lined the inside of Marie's remains. The hospital gown Marie had changed into for her x-ray was gone as well. This is gross. This is really fucking gross.
Clean up on aisle 3. You know, that's what I would say if I was a doctor.
This is fucking gross. His eyes fell to the floor, where the liquid had been smeared in one long trail, transitioning to the clear outline of footprints as it reached the other door, the door that led outside. Dr. Bryant ran over to the exit, bursting out into the blinding sunlight, frantically scanning the parking lot for Marie. His eye was caught by a figure waving at him from across the road. She had Marie's face and was wearing the hospital gown. Her hair blew in the wind as cars rushed by. Before the doctor could call out, she turned and ran into the neighborhood behind her, laughing. So, are you scared?
Gloria seems pretty baller, and I'm excited to see what she gets up to.
Yeah, because she might not be like, you know, a terror. She might not go and kill people. She might just be like, I'm gonna go out there and get what I need from life, you know?
Also, like, she's a human being, man. Just because she was trapped inside someone else's body, what, she's not allowed to live?
Yeah.
Let her out.
You went brief Austin Powers there in the middle?
She's a human being, man. You know what would have been cool is if Gloria took over basic functions and Marie was just like out of it. Gloria lived her full life in Marie's body, and then like 10 seconds before she was dying, she was like, all right, it's all yours. And then Marie came back and was like, why am I an old woman?
Just leaves her for the shitty part?
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That would be kind of good,
Yeah,
actually.
that'd be just like a good razz, you know?
Yeah. Well, thank you for that story. That was written by bagel_bird, and you can find them on Instagram. You're a twisted little bagel.
Yep.
Well, for those who made it this far, thank you. I guess we'll see you next season.